muscle range, genetic structures, response pattern, organ strength, or weakness ego structures. The client variables. Each concentric circle or layer is made up of the five variable areas, which, which occurs simultaneously in each client. The first one is physiological variables. The second one is psychological variables. The third one is the socio-cultural variables. And the fourth one was developmental variables. And the last one is spiritual variables added in 1989. Here are the examples of it. For psychological is this refers to the physical aspect of the client's health. For example, a client respiratory functions such as a person with asthma. This involve mental and emotional presence. For example, when a client suffering from anxiety or depressions, it affects their mental well-being. For socioculturals, means this refers to the client's social and cultural influences. For examples, a client from a minority culture experiencing stress due to language barriers or misunderstandings. For developmental, this means this is the variables. It considers the client's growth and development stages. For example, when a teenager is going through puberty facing challenges related to physical and emotional changes. For the last one, spiritual, this includes the client's belief, values, and spiritual life. For example, when a client drawing strength from their faith or spiritual practices during illness. The client variables is in ideal situations. These variables functions in harmony. Each of the variables should be considered when assessing system reactions to stressors for each of the concentric circle in the model diagram. The nursing interventions is focused on retaining or maintaining stability. These are carried out on three preventive level. The one is the primary preventions as interventions, the secondary preventions as intervention, and the third one is tertiary preventions and interventions. Primary preventions is before stressors impact. This the example of health education to promote lifestyle changes. This is when a nurse each of the variables should be considered when assessing system reactions to stressors for each of the concentric circle in the model diagram. The nursing interventions is focused on retaining or maintaining stability. These are carried out on three preventive level. The one is the primary preventions as interventions, the secondary preventions as intervention, and the third one is tertiary preventions and interventions. Primary preventions is before stressors impact. This the example of health education to promote lifestyle changes. This is when a nurse provides education to a community on a proper nutrition, regular exercises, and stress management techniques to prevent the onset of heart disease. This strengthens the community's defenses against potential health issues. The secondary prevention is the after after stressor impact or early interventions. The example of it is when screening and early treatment for hypertension is a patient has been diagnosed with high blood pressures rather. The nurse immediately begins monitoring the patient's blood pressures regularly and provide provide medications and dietary advice to prevent further complications like heart disease or stroke. For tertiary prevention, also known as after treatment or rehabilitation phase, this example of rehabilitations after a stroke. When a patient recovering from a stroke undergoes physical therapies and receive counseling to regain physical mobility and mental health.